Is Xavier Diamant finally joining
Yes.
us?
Yes.
Can you hear us loud and clear?
Absolutely.
Well, we're live here with Xavier Diamant and our friend of the show and contributor, Orthogonal Reptilian. This is the second in the series we call CyberChat, and it's a little bit of an experiment, a little test tube. Can you see the video right now,
Yes.
Xavier?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Every ounce
wonderful.
counts.
Well, Xavier, let's just jump right in. Okay, so we were talking about the city of Durham's Instagram presence, and they're posting here about their annual disinfection process of the water supply, which involves them ceasing adding ammonia to the water supply and only chlorinating it for a time, which will result in a funky taste and smell that you can simply mask with a lemon or let off gas in your refrigerator. But don't worry. But don't worry.
It's going to affect the taste and smell, but it also will not affect the quality.
And the water is safe to drink. And we were just pointing out there's a pot stir over here, some weirdo by the name of the Golden Rule here on Instagram, who's pointing out that, you know, not only are they chlorinating the water, which is a halogen on the periodic table of the elements, but they also fluoridate the water supply as well. So to say that the water is safe, this individual is, I think, correctly arguing it's not safe. And to say it's safe is a lie. And
smart.
what was interesting was the reaction, not just by the city, which didn't even say or rebut that with, hey, it is safe. They were just saying, we comply with state and federal standards. You can see our water quality report. And then there were a bunch of other independent citizens who were backing the city up, which was equally as fascinating.
Absolutely. I mean, federal state regulations, yeah, great bastions of, public health. I don't think so. Really, if you look at the EPA, they very much slant all of their numbers according to industry preferences.
Right.
So that in itself is sort of a smoking gun. We uphold state standards, even though the state standards are cronyistic by nature.
Right. Well, look at what the city said in response after a couple back and forths, not just between the city and this pot stir, but the pot stir and some individuals. It seems like, you know, some people may have been actually alarmed by the allegation that the water wasn't safe to drink, and they were forced to respond. They said, "Good morning to everyone that's been following this long thread in the comments section. We've had interactions with this individual before, and our repeated responses to their questions is actually for you." Well, who is for you? I mean, it's social media. We're all talking to each other, you know, so they're looking past this person and saying, we don't want others reading these posts to be alarmed or believe that our tap water is not safe. They don't want you to believe that it's not safe.
Yeah, it's very Wizard of Oz.
Our water plant operators and lab technicians work 24/7, 365 to provide safe drinking water to our community.
Yeah.
Even though a neighboring community, Orange County, was not working 24/7, 365.
Of course not.
When they were over fluoridating the water supply by 8 times very recently, I think actually because the water operator was at a dentist appointment. Ironically, a comedian couldn't write this script.
No.
Well, evidently this operator wasn't drinking enough of the supply.
That's clear. That's the only conclusion to make, right?
You know, can the pot, call the kettle black. You know, like you're supposed to prevent tooth decay. Tooth decay, man.
Oh wow! I mean that really is quite the irony. because what gives the state the right to just medicate everyone like that? I mean, it's managerial paternalism, as I've outlined before.
Right.
Well, what's I guess more pertinent to me is the very subject of tooth decay at all. You know, that's nobody was talking about, you know, tooth decay. We were talking about ingesting bad halogens and, you know, what they may do to the body because, you know, we're not teeth. We're people. We're humans.
Many organs. Right. Many organs.
It's really silly.
Yeah.
And even the topical application is a dubious method. There's plenty of other less toxic ways of addressing dental caries and cavities and all that stuff. So, you know, even the topical application, which is where almost all of their data comes from to justify the whole dental industrial complex, they don't consider that people are still swallowing it and exposing that same halogen to all of their organs at unregulated amounts.
Right. And this is incredible because this water plant that's depicted on their Instagram, it's literally probably 1,000 yards from the Duke Hospital. Duke Hospital. And what's amazing about, you know, ZNN's presence here in North Carolina is how close we are to to me, the sociological epicenter of so much biological warfare that's going on. And the neighboring municipality I referenced earlier, who over-fluoridated the water 8 times the optimal level, which isn't even optimal. Optimal is 0 for fluoride in the water supply. They are neighboring the University of North Carolina, which has so many ties not only to the fluoridation program genesis back in the 1950s, but in the most current talked about subject in geopolitics today, and that's the coronavirus. Right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was research going on at UNC about that very thing.
Well, I want to play a clip. This is a bit of an experiment. I hope you guys can hear this video. Xavier and Orthogonal Reptilian, but this is Dr. Francis Boyle on Alex Jones's show today or yesterday talking about how the University of North Carolina.
Don't say his name out loud.
Oh, you mean Voldemort?
He who must not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a growing list of those types, I hear.
I want to get on that list. That's our goal.
All right.
It's increasingly a badge of honor, that's for sure.
It is. All right, hope you guys can hear this.
Second study, which is another smoking gun and a bombshell, Alex. There's no other word for it. You remember in our previous interview, you asked me if this had come out of the BSL-4 facility in Winnipeg, Canada, was stolen out of there. I said that could have happened. Winnipeg is our equivalent of Fort Detrick. They do every type of hideous offensive Nazi-type biological warfare work up there you can possibly imagine. But again, on the basis of materials, scientific materials I had a chance to read over the weekend, I have changed my opinion on that. I think I have the definitive evidence where this came from, and it came from the BSL-3 biowarfare lab at the University of North Carolina. Now, I have condemned them before because they have done gain of function work, DNA genetic engineering, on every hideous biological warfare agent you can imagine, including MERS at that time, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome agent, which again is a biowarfare coronavirus. Now,
one of the world's leading researchers on the virus calls the triangle home.
CBS 17's Holden Kurwicki sat down with the UNC professor who believes he's found a vaccine. as Chinese authorities race to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Nobody's immune to this thing, so we're all vulnerable.
Researchers at the UNC Gilling School of Public Health are working to stop its spread.
We've studied SARS-like viruses since 2003, and this is the other most divergent SARS-like virus that has ever been able to spill into human populations and cause disease.
Dr. Ralph Barrick is one of the leading researchers of coronavirus in the world, and he says, like many SARS-related outbreaks, it started in animals, but over the years, it's evolved.
The virus has figured out how to be efficiently transmitted from one person to the next.
The symptoms caused by coronavirus are common during flu season and can be nearly impossible to protect against.